everybody. Today I wanted to talk about something that's been bothering me for a couple of years now, and that thing that bothers me is the word moist. To be perfectly honest, the word moist does not bother me at all. Moist, 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 moist. It's been a couple of years now since I noticed that almost everybody I know hates the word moist, and when they hear it, they recoil in horror. I mean, they really freak out. They like curl up in a ball and almost cry just from the sound of the word. And personally, I don't really get it. It doesn't bother me all that much. There's other words that I hate a lot more than the word moist. But when people hear the word moist, they freak out as if somebody has said espresso or I could care less, which are other things we should really just kind of get over, because I'm pretty sure there are bigger problems in the world. But I wanted to do more than just complain in this, so I wanted to do a little bit of research to find out, why do people hate the word moist? One of the first things I learned is that most people don't like the sound of the word. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me though, because there's a lot of other words that have the same sounds that moist has. It seems like one thing that people don't like about the word moist is that OI sound, that oi. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense. We don't freak out when people say boy, or joy, or toy. How many other oi words are there? Enjoy. Ahoy! There are other words that even rhyme with moist that nobody seems to care about, like hoist and rejoiced. Don't see anyone freaking out about those. It's so ridiculous that we don't even mind other words that have the word moist in it. You don't hear anyone talk about moisture and go, ew, that's gross. And you don't hear anybody talking about how you need to moisturize your skin and have them be like, you shut up and don't use that word. For some reason, we've created this thing about just the word moist by itself that we just don't like. Sometimes it just depends on the person. There was one thing I read that said that women hate the word more than men. But the first person I knew that hated the word moist was a beautiful bearded bro named Brian. Some of the other reading I did suggested that the word moist was gross because of all the different associations that go along with the word. What it basically came down to was two different types of associations. The first was associated with baked goods. People don't mind moist when they're associating with cake and brownies and things like that. They like it. They're like, this is the most moistest cake in the world. But whereas cake was a great association for the word moist, the bad association was all like bodily function and sex related. And I get that. It makes sense to me why that would be a little off-putting, and you don't want that just thrown into conversation all of a sudden. But really, if you've got cake on one side and like bodily function, weird sex stuff on the other, that's your instant association over cake? What's wrong with you? And given the context and association with the word moist, how often do you even hear it so you can get mad at it? Do the people you hang out with talk a lot more about sex and a lot less about cake? In that case, you might need to get some new friends. Or not. The only reason I can think of to hate the word moist is if moist was onomatopoeic. Onomatopoeic? If it represented the sound it made, which would sound something like this. Moist. Then I would totally agree with you. But here's what I propose. I think we've all been duped into hating the word moist. Think about it this way. How old were you when you started to hate the word moist? When did you first hear about it that someone else thought that word was gross? When I think about it in those terms, I have to realize that nobody I knew hated the word moist at all up until maybe 4 or 5 years ago, at best. Almost nobody my age or older hated the word moist while they were growing up. It's something new, it's something trendy, and we've all been tricked into hating it also. In my so-called research, it said that people who are generally younger hate the word more. That pretty much just sounds like a trend to me. And the thing is, we need the word moist. It's an important word. Part of the beauty of language is having such a variety of words to choose from so you can get your idea across as quickly as possible. And if that means finding a word that people find kind of like ew, yucky, icky, whatever, fine, but you still need that word. Have you ever looked up other words to use instead of moist? None of them will do the same thing. Nobody wants to eat soggy cake. And you can't apply lotion just to dampen your skin. I suggest that moist is a beautiful word. Not because of the way it sounds and not because of its associations, but because it's a word that we need. We need to have these kind of words to help us express ourselves better. How else am I going to tell you what my knee pits feel like on a hot summer day in a room with no air conditioning? For those of you who hate the word moist, thank you for making it to the end of this video. You've endured a lot of punishment. For the rest of you that didn't make it through, get over it. It's a word. Farewell, good people.